everybody, it is Calxiyn here. Remember that if you guys enjoyed this video, to check the links in the description for two things: to become a Patreon and to come join us on our Discord server.
My face is red now, right? Because I was wearing this gas mask. Here we go.
I know.
So this isn't a horrible complexion.
So we went to Fanexpo, Canada. If you guys don't know, a couple of you guys actually saw us there, and you didn't come talk to us. You just told us that you saw us.
What?
Yeah, I got some comments last night on my video like, were you at Fanexpo? And I was like, yeah, but you didn't come see me, so you will never know. Like, yeah, so a couple people said that.
Last time we were at Fanexpo, last year, I said that I would give you $100 if anyone ever spotted you.
Oh. Well, nobody came up, so I can show you the comment, but maybe I do want my $100. Anyway, yeah, sorry if we look like shit. Like, I can't really gauge if you guys care. This is, like,
after 3 days of con.
Yeah, like, if you guys don't see, I have, like, bags under my eyes. Like, I just feel awful.
And, I was like,
and Hunter was like, maybe you should go put on some makeup, because I was like, man, I look bad. And then I was like, no.
Nah.
But something really cool did happen, so we went to the Rwby panel. That was very exciting.
Yes. Oh my god,
Vic
it was good.
Crow's
voice actor
I don't know.
Popped in. I didn't even know he was at the con.
He just snuck into the crowd. He was just sitting beside some random person who probably didn't recognize him, and then he was like, hey girls. Like, he did his voice, and they squinted for a minute, and then they recognized him, and they were like, how did you get in here? Like, it was very cute.
In, like,
and so he asked them what kind of liquor the Rwby girls drank. It was good. It was good.
Lindsay responded in Rwby voice saying that it was root beer. It was nice. He showed up once more when Crow was mentioned. Jessica Negri was also there, who voiced.
She wasn't at the Rwby panel, but she was around.
We did sign her.
We did get something. Yeah.
Cinder, and I was like, we didn't bring Cinder figurine. We just brought her base. Cinder's been through enough. And she just sort of looked at me and was like...
And so, yeah, that was really fun. We did see a little bit of the Blake trailer. We didn't see all of it. From my understanding, it's 5 minutes or 6 minutes on the Rooster Teeth website.
We saw, like, 3 of them.
We saw, like, we saw at least half.
Edited down.
And,
what I think, you want to hear what I think? It was good.
Lindsay also told us when we went to her booth, and we'll get to that in a minute, that the trailer isn't actually complete yet. Like, it's not going to change drastically, but they still need to do a couple of things before it's actually out. So we saw an unpolished version, if you will. So go ahead.
It involves Ilya, who I didn't realize was voiced by Jeremy something. And she
does the voice of Lucy in Fairy Tale. I freaked out when I heard that. I was just like, my girl, because I could hear it during the trailer. I was like, this sounds really familiar, and I really like her voice. And I was like, yeah, that's why.
It totally lost on me.
No. Well, I used to love Fairy Tale, and so that was like a thing. So anyway, guys,
I used to like Sword Art Online, and then I came of an age of reason.
I still have my Asuna figure, but she's behind my computer,
she's
like lying
dust.
Down. Yeah,
she's off the stands, lying facing the ground.
But yeah, so not after that, like the next day, we decided to get our stuff signed. We don't have it to show you guys. That was probably a bad.
Take a photo of it, and it'll appear now in the video.
I'm not gonna edit that in, so I don't know what you're doing.
Well, here's the thing. God damn it.
Anyway, so are you going somewhere?
No, I'm right here.
So we got these posters signed by them. It was really nice. Just pretend that this is a poster. There's nothing on it. These are Cinder notes?
You never get rid of when we were doing the Volume 4 reaction.
So just pretend this is the poster, right? It was a nice poster. So we talked to me and Hunter went separately, even though we worked together. Obviously, like he was right behind me, and we were kind of talking.
She was ahead of mine.
So Lindsay was kind of asking like. If we were excited for Volume 4, and we were like, hell yeah, we are.
She didn't. She was talking about, like, because
Get to your stuff later.
Okay,
But yeah, she was just talking to me about, Volume 5 and stuff. I did say Volume 5. I didn't say Volume 4, did I?
Volume
5. I don't know. She said that if we were excited for Volume 5, and I was like, hell yeah, we're so excited. And after that Blake trailer, we were like, and so she was like, yeah, you guys will see a polished, longer version on, Monday or whatever. So
I was around for her saying that.
Yeah. And so then I moved on. Hunter stayed with Lindsay.
She complimented my Sailor Moon shirt that I was wearing.
I know. She liked your Sailor Moon shirt. But what else did she say to you? Do you remember anything?
She all I remember is
Hunter
looking at her.
was really nervous.
I was incredibly, not only I wasn't nervous, I wasn't awkward and I wasn't creepy.
You were awkward.
Or maybe awkward. I wasn't creepy.
Yeah, he wasn't creepy.
I wasn't creepy. I was just really excited. I was like, you're real. I said you're real to 2 of them.
I know. It's just like, because, and I'm not trying to sound, I guess, superior, but I tend to treat, like, celebrities like they're actual people. Like, not that I wasn't excited to see them.
Fuck off.
No!
When you were going to Jessica Negri, you were like, hi, miss. Like, you wouldn't talk.
I didn't say that.
Like,
I didn't know what to say to her.
You wouldn't move. I had to be like, go. I was talking to Jessica Negri.
But that wasn't because I was nervous. I just didn't know what to say because well, okay, let's talk about Jessica Negri for a second because we brought her up. She was in the same kind of mask like this. She was
in a Roadhog cosplay.
She had taken it off. She started eating Doritos, and she put it back on, and I could see she was still chewing. So I'm like, do I talk to her?
She was dancing.
Like, is she eating? Like, I didn't know. That's why I was. But
you've never watched like her YouTube videos. That's a very Jessica Negri thing to do. Is to like eat and then dance as you chew Doritos. People,
I just want to talk. I want to pick their brain. Sort of, and so I'm not like, oh my god, can you sign my Rwby action figure? Because there were kind of those people, you know what I mean?
Except we were like, hey, want to sign my Rwby action figure?
That was more you than me. But I was just like...
Well, because you didn't say anything.
I hope you guys are enjoying Canada, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. I feel like I'm a very natural talker. Maybe not to Jessica, but she was eating, and so I didn't know the social etiquette for that in America, okay? But in Canada, you don't talk while you're eating. And then she was like, Jessica was like, I have Dorito things in my mask, like Dorito crumbs in my mask, and I was like, it's okay, like, don't worry. And then Hunter was just saying that thing about Cinder, like, no one can, like, grunt quite like you, Jessica, and, like, she just kind of was laughing at that. I think she misses voice acting as Cinder. But anyway.
She didn't laugh. I in fact did not make any of them laugh, and I was like, not that I was trying, but fuck,
and then,
man.
Okay, so Kara was probably one of my favorite... That's how you say her name, right?
Kara.
Kara? Because I say Kara, because it's
Car. Weiss's voice actress.
Yeah, Weiss's voice actress, I guess her name is Kara. Like, she was just like, oh my god, I love your costume, because, like, if you guys saw on my Instagram, that's another plug, I had this Spider-Man... I made a Spider-Man mask out of eyeliner and blue eyeshadow, and then I found out that my mom had a mask. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a Spider-Man mask. A Spider-Man mask, it goes up like this and then does that, and then there's a white part in the middle, but I didn't have the white part. Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
Sure.
How on Spider-Man he has the white thing, and then they're surrounded by the black eyes.
Yes.
And so, and then she said that she liked my shoes because I was wearing these sparkly shoes. And then she asked about my tiara because I was wearing my tiara, which is not down here. So, but you guys have seen I wear it a lot when I do my videos because I'm that person. And so she was like, yeah, where did you get your tiara? And I was like, listen, like I got it for prom and it was really expensive. So my mom kind of guilted me a little bit and I promised her that I'd wear it to other places. I was like, Mom, don't worry, I will wear it. And Kara was like, yeah, that sounds like my mom. And I was just like, yeah, but see, I'm wearing it, I am Princess Spider-Man. And she was just like, great. But yeah, she was probably the most fun to talk to for me.
She was the most bubbly.
Yeah, and
Lindsay was really nice.
I mean, Lindsay's
really nice.
always like a little mellow, you know what I mean? Like, I feel Lindsay, I mean, I've seen her excited, but I feel like she's the chill excited one. You know, if there's two things that could be combined, you know what I mean? Then I talked to Erin, and we talked about Blake. And she had some Blake fan art that I took a picture with Blake and Barbara. And
Aaron and Barbara.
What did I say? Blake?
You said Blake and Barbara.
Aaron and Barbara.
I'm just going to call you Blake from now on.
Yeah, and so we were kind of talking about Blake, and Hunter was asking about the fan art that was at the table, I guess, right? And you were asking where she got it from or something, or if those were theirs?
Yeah, because she had, like, really nice Blake
Yeah, and
fan
people
art.
had just given it to her.
Like, oh,
and I was like, you know, like, we love Blake. Like, we're so excited for tomorrow. She's just so cool. Like, kind of stuff like that.
Blake, I was, like, really, like, I had never actually gone, like, you're real to any of them until, like, Aaron. Because by then, that was the third person I got to.
I know.
Wait, no, they were in line, too.
Yeah, they were in line.
Yeah, okay. So by the time I got to her, I was rattled. And I was just like, you're real. And she was sort of, like, nonplussed, like, get that a lot. It's understandable.
Well, yeah, that's what...
That was kind of
hilarious. That's kind of what you said, right? She said that to you. Like, when you see people on a screen for so long, it's, like, weird to see them in real life. Isn't that what she said? It was either her or Barbara that said that, but, like... I think it was her. I think it's more of a her thing to say.
No, it was her, because I distinctly remember what Barbara said.
Yeah.
And
And so
it's so you don't even know how to describe it. Like not even.
it was fun talking to Erin too, because she's like really chill and everything.
She was very chill.
Yeah.
Not only like talking to her, but even in the panel, like having like, because they've always sort of existed in screens until now, but as they exist as 3-dimensional creatures,
yeah, Hunter was just
moving. I was like, oh fuck, this is not hypothetical anymore. They're real. Like this is.
The other thing is that like for me, I guess, I don't know, like it's interesting to hear them talk, because sometimes when I guess we're calling her Kara now,
Yes.
when Kara speaks, you can kind of hear Weiss in her, and even like getting off topic, but we went
That's
to go
what
see
wa-
Paige O'Hara, and you can hear Belle and Paige O'Hara, but the thing is that Paige O'Hara is a good example because she was younger, her voice was higher, right? The girl that did the voice of Belle, she's 61 now.
Yeah.
So like her voice is a bit deeper, right? But if she goes up, she can still do it because you hear certain words and you can just hear that is Belle. And so with Kara, it's a similar thing where you hear her say some words and they're very Weiss. Like they're very pronounced as Weiss. Whereas Lindsay, you don't get that because Lindsay's voice is lower than mine for sure. I don't even know how I sound right now. Like it's much lower than mine. But then when she goes Rwby, it's like. I have a video recording voice. Right now I'm not really doing it because this isn't one of our, like, faceless videos, I guess, or we're not doing a reaction or something, so I'm aware of it. Yeah, we're just talking.
We were gonna do this last night, but then we broke that gas mask and we spent like 45 minutes fixing it.
That's another story for another day. So anyways, yeah, it's just, like, hearing them talk is so interesting to me because you can hear, I guess, like, vocal things where you're like, yes, that is Weiss. Barbara just sounds like Yang, so there's nothing with that.
I think she made a joke about that. Barbara was fucking
Barbara
savage
made a joke about that in the panel. She was just like, how hard is it to get in your voices or whatever? Somebody asked that, and Barbara was just like,
they all gave
just
serious
me.
answers, and then Barbara was like, I take a really long time.
I know.
So my favorite thing that happened is that someone...
Can we finish this first and then we'll talk about the panel?
No, I will bounce around as much as I damn well please.
Right.
I was carrying your bag.
That's another story.
When we were at it was so funny. When we were at the panel, some guy came up, and it's always hilarious that the people, kind of tragic and sort of hilarious to me, that all the people who ask about wanting to, like, how do you become voice actors, are the people with, like, the really not pleasant voices.
Well, that's why they're asking.
I guess so.
I don't like to say that because I don't think that my voice is very nice either, but I could make it nice. You know, like, I can do, like, a teenage girl anime character because I have that control of my singing voice, you know, I have that control of my range.
This guy,
my natural voice may not be pleasant, but this guy's natural voice and his other voice wasn't pleasant either.
Yeah,
the
other voice, and he was like, they were just talking, and they were like, oh, like try to do impressions, and then Lindsay was like, my Space Kid voice came out of my impression of Butters from South Park. And then this guy just cut her off like my impression of Bugs Bunny, and he did the fucking worst impression.
It kind of sounded like
Bugs
Jean.
Bunny.
Like, it sounded like Jean, but like up.
It sounded like
because
Bugs Bunny if he was a meth addict.
Because the first voice he did was Jean, right? And that was actually okay.
No, that was a different person.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And they did, like, someone did a Jean voice, and it was a pretty good Jean voice.
It was a really good Jean voice.
Someone did a Rwby voice, it was a pretty good Rwby voice. This person, like, that was a shit Bugs Bunny. And Barbara was just like, that's Bugs Bunny? And the entire room was just, oh!
That's just her sense of humor, you know? I don't think she was trying to hurt us.
She immediately was like, in her defense, she was like, oh, fuck, I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, like...
That was hilarious.
That's her sense of humor, though.
Yes.
Like, if she said that to me, I would have laughed. I think that's funny, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we went to Barbara, and Barbara's like, hi again, because I took a picture with her. Erin and Barbara were paired for a photo for $50, so I was like, yeah. Like, let's get this together!
You could pay $50 to get White Rose or Bumblebee.
Yeah, and I chose Bumblebee. Even though I had more fun talking to Kara. No offense.
Because Kara's not even really in Rooster Teeth videos that often.
No, she's not, because she and Erin are kind of just all over the place.
No, I think Kara Eberly... I think I pronounced her name 15 different ways.
I know, we've changed her name like 10 times in
She
this
shows
video.
up randomly. I believe, but I'm pretty sure she works there. Erin, she doesn't work there anymore, but
Yeah,
she will
Erin.
still, like...
Yeah,
show.
Erin's, like... I want to
She's
say...
really funny
I want to say she's a cast member.
Or no, not off topic,
like
always
a,
open.
a legendary cast
Yes,
member. Okay,
yes.
so at Disney, if you do a voice for a character, you get a legendary pass, and you can just go through the park. You don't have to pay. You just can, like, chill there, like, forever if you want to. And so, I feel like that's kind of what Erin is. Like, she has a legendary pass to Rooster Teeth. Like, even though she's not directly working there anymore, like, she's doing her own stuff. Like, she can just go in whenever she wants and, like, kind of do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like once you've been with Rooster Teeth, they never let you go. Even us. We cannot go anywhere. We are stuck here.
Proof of that is that I got a bunch of Achievement Hunter pins, and Ray was still on there, even though he hasn't been an Achievement Hunter
I know,
in
he's...
like a year and a half or 2 years, maybe.
I
cry.
But yeah, when we saw Barbara, like, I don't even remember what I talked to her about. Oh, I was like, yeah, this wasn't the idea for my makeup this morning. Like, today went, like, haywire, but seeing you guys was, like, great. That's kind of what I said. And she was like, no, like, I really like it. Like, it's so creative. And I'm like, yeah, creative's a good word. And we were kind of, like, talking about that for a bit.
By the time I made it to Barbara, I was surprised I was not in tears. I was so
Hunter,
happy.
And I was just like...
That was the most happy I've been in a very long time.
I was just kind of like, you know, I love your character, like, she's my favorite, like, it's just so you know? Like, kind of saying that sort of stuff to her, and I was just kind of like... I hope you guys are back in Canada soon, and then...
I think I said something like that to one of them as well.
Yeah, and so then, I was like, this is the best decision Fanexpo has ever made. But then I also said, oh, like, somebody brought you coffee, because, Barbara's originally, like, from Canada, but she's...
She pointed that out. They brought her, someone bought her a pouch
of Tim Hortons.
Coffee.
And I was just like, you gotta get it while you can, man, you gotta bring it home. And she was just like, yeah. And, like, a lot of people brought that stuff to her, so she's lucky. I want to be a voice actor. I want to get gifts. If I have a booth, will you guys bring me gifts one day?
I think I had, like, a quivering lip by the time I got up to her, and all I could manage was, like, in my most pathetic, like, you're real! And she was like, yes, I am. And then she poked me on this side. I remember what side it was on.
And Hunter, like, never washed that part of his chest again.
And then I literally, like, I didn't shudder. I didn't make some noise, but in my head I was like, fuck!
I know, and I was just
I'm
watching.
surprised I wasn't like, ah!
And I was also kind of on the sidelines, and sometimes because, like, there was a line, right? And so sometimes I would be in the middle of one of their booths. Like, when Hunter was talking to Aaron, I was like, you good there, Hunter? Like, you alright? And then I said that, and I was like, oh god, I told him not to say that after he said the you're real thing, but Barbara, I think she found it funny, and they probably get that a lot. Like, there are much...
Aaron was like...
There are much creepier people than you out there. Like, you're probably average for people.
I think I look...
Like, there's kind of people like me that don't really freak out and make conversation. There's, like, there's, like, the people...
Okay! Negri. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but that was like me talking to a regular person and not knowing what to say. Mm-hmm. Also, I was looking at her boobs, okay? I was a little distracted.
Were checking her out. Like, she had all the prints out, and I would feel weird. Like, it's your job, it's whatever. It's totally casual.
And I was also admiring the photography, because just to get back to that...
You were admiring her tits.
Her boyfriend does all her pictures, and for him it's not a job, it's an artistic outlet, and so I found that kind of interesting. Like, yes, I was looking at her boobs, but also they were really nice photos, and I was just like, man, really nice. Like I want to hire you, I want you to take photos of me, even if I'm not dressed up, because he's just a great photographer, like, that's just me. Photographer.
They had one of Diva, which was really cool, and that wasn't even really like a crazy.
But getting off of Jessica,
but you were like drooling all the way around.
I wasn't done though. It's like me, you, and then the lower you get is kind of the worse it is. Like the slightly creepy people.
Can I smell your hair?
Yeah.
Like I thought, like
then
she looks like she's just like she would.
There's the people that start crying because. Like, they wanted to kill themselves and they got saved by, like, Rwby or something.
I almost did that to Lindsay. I almost.
And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing.
Almost.
Like, just to clarify, I know, like, me and Hunter our lives have been changed by the show, but the thing is that I understand you want to tell them, but it's also awkward for them, you know what I mean? And so I'm not saying this on,
there are ways to make it unawkward. Yeah. Just saying, of acknowledging that it's awkward. That's how you make it. That's how you deal with it.
Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm not trying to say, like, if you were depressed, like, get over it. You know, they won't want to hear about it. No, they probably do. But, like, the way some people go about it, and it's probably not their fault, but it's awkward for them. That's all I'm saying. And they probably don't know what to do, and they probably feel very bad.
Yes.
And so I'm saying this in the order of what makes them feel most comfortable to least. The least is probably, like, it's not slightly creepy anymore, but it's like a creepy guy. Like, it's just not... Creepy girls are different. Like, it's just a creepy guy at the very bottom of the list.
I think it's like,
no,
okay,
I don't mean that. I mean, like, past the depression thing.
Like the let's smell your hair.
Yeah,
like...
no. That's, like, slightly creepy. I mean, really creepy as in, like, trying to touch them, like, going in for, like, a boob grab or something while taking a picture.
Like, Beyonce's ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That is, like, the bottom creepy.
I didn't look down Jessica Negri's shirt. I didn't.
I mean, she wasn't even wearing a shirt, though. She was wearing a bikini. Like, guys can look down my shirt right now, but if I'm wearing a bikini, there's nothing to look down because there's no, like, cleavage spot. You know what I mean? This video is gonna get blocked by YouTube. It's okay. So anyway, guys.
As long as we don't see, we saw people's boobs in the thumbnail, we're good. But, like, I had a stomach ache, you had a stomach ache,
and when we went there, we were cured!
And then when we were in front of them, it was like, oh, I'm not sore anymore. I feel great. They have healing properties. I'm gonna start a fucking religion.
I know.
It was, and
then when I left, I felt fine. Like, I didn't feel any stomach ache after that. And, like, you could be like, no, Kel, you were just nervous to meet them. It wasn't that. Trust me, if you're in the Discord, you understand what it's been for the past month, alright? I don't want to talk about it in the videos, because some of you all, I don't know, like, how, most of my audience is male, so it doesn't really matter, but they healed me, I'm not joking. So, final thoughts, Hunter, this video is getting a little long, do you want to wrap it up, just kind of?
I have, like, a few, like, I don't have happy places, right, but I have a few, like, happy thoughts that I go to.
And are you gonna think of that now?
And,
if
like,
you're sad?
one of them...
Like, if you miss your bus on the first day of school next week, is this what you're gonna think about? At least I got to see Barbara, I can tell my professor I got to see Barbara.
Like, there's a few, like, one of them's, like, Scooby-Doo's full name is Scoobert-Doo. That always makes me happy. The antonym of virgin is verge-out. That makes me happy. God, like, a lot, like, the Sheldon, like, pugs. I'll just look at pictures of dogs and capybaras. They're adorable. And now I just have the memory of, like, floating by them and, like, oh, it was beautiful. Like, it was spiritual. I'm not a religious individual. I have never felt God.
I'm so happy.
But I've felt like, okay, so this is why people go to church so often.
I'm so happy I got to meet them, and if I had $1,000, I would probably, I don't know how much their rate is, like, per minute of conversation. Like, even if I wasn't a millionaire, if I was making a good, stable wage, like, if I was a...
Pay them to just, like, sit down and chat?
Yeah. Why not, man?
You can make, like, a voice actor your therapist.
Maybe. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm, like, not... If I was a millionaire, money means nothing to me, so that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if I was, like, middle wage? What's it called?
Middle class?
If I was a middle-class person...
Which you are, but...
Well, no, because I don't work.
Fair enough.
So, if I was a middle-class person with a job, like, say my mom, I wouldn't have kids, so I could instead pay voice actors to just sit with them and talk to them. I mean, or I could be a journalist, and then maybe I can do that and get paid for it, but, like, it's okay. But yeah, I just had so much fun. They're so cool to talk to. Like, you guys hear about these celebrities sometime where they seem nice, and then, like, you go to talk to them, and they're really, like, short and, like, rude sometimes. Like, you hear that about that, too.
They were a lot taller than you.
Yeah! I looked like a child next to them. I'm not even joking. If you guys see my Instagram pictures, like, I am literally tiny. Like, they're probably almost as tall as Hunter. At least. Like,
maybe a little shorter. I know, we could...
Like,
I'm sure
5'6" to 8", at least.
You could Google it.
Yeah, you can
I'm
Google it.
6'3".
I'm 5'2", okay? So, I think they're... Not even their chest. I think, like, maybe just under their chest was where my head was.
You were checking them out again, Cal.
No, they didn't have cleavage. There was nothing to look at.
No, that's just insulting them.
No, that's not
and
what I mean. I just mean that, like, they were fully clothed. They weren't like Jessica who was in a bikini.
Like Justin Roiland, who is a creator and voice actor on Rick and Morty, we saw his panel. He was also very nice.
But this is just about the Rwby
Yeah,
girls.
but I'm just saying, like, it was just a really
I know, that's what I'm saying.
con.
But I'm saying that sometimes you hear about celebrities that are just dicks. You know what I mean? Like, they're just there to sign things. Here you go. Like, get out of my face. Thanks for your money. See you later. But they were wonderful, wonderful. And I hope that our feedback, because I sent in feedback to Fanexpo to have them back, I hope that they realized when the room was overflowing that maybe it was something that we'd all be interested in again, sort of thing, you know?
Fanexpo gave Meatloaf, like, a ballroom that could fit 2,500 people.
3,700, I think.
And it was, like, 60% full.
I don't mean the room, I mean that's the capacity.
And the Rwby one... And then the Rick and Morty one, which probably
Rick and
has,
Morty
like,
needed the Paige
people.
O'Hara room, because I was in that one, and Paige O'Hara wasn't full, but you definitely needed that room for her.
Yeah.
And Rwby Benson. Like, you needed the room. It wasn't packed, but you still needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Rick and Morty and Rwby, there would have been a riot. Especially Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty was starting to get testy, okay?
Rick and Morty fans will fuck people up.
I know.
Like, I felt bad for the people working
with
Fanexpo.
Rwby, it wasn't as bad. Like, I'm sure there were people cut off, but there was also, like, standing room left, and so you could still fit people, right?
We waited 2 hours?
Yeah. But the problem with Rick and Morty is there wasn't even standing room by the end, and there were still people waiting.
I think he actually went around the back and said hi to people, Justin Roiland, because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. I'm so happy.
Now
I'm thinking about it. My face was hurting just from smiling the entire time.
I know. And I'm gonna miss them, so I hope that gets back to Fanexpo. I hope Rooster Teeth knows how loved they were. And that's pretty much all that I gotta say for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. Remember that if you liked this video and want to support us on Patreon, you can do that. Or if you like Rwby and other stuff like that, you should join our Discord server and talk with us. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, sorry we look tired. We probably sound tired.
We are tired.
We are tired!